Hello everyone, in this video lesson we are going to work on scenario where we'll have multiple servers that will run on Microsoft Azure and will be available from different regions and like we have an United States region and France, or we can say like overall Europe region, and our servers will be located in these two regions and will be available from two uh, geographical areas where the client, when the client US will try to reach the server, he will be redirected by using a traffic manager profile in the Microsoft Azure to the App Gateway US, and the App Gateway US will make a distribution of the traffic uh, so that first time when you will make a request, it will reach the VNet US VM1 server, and the second time when it will make a request or another client will make a request, he will be redirected to VNet US VM2. When the clients are making requests from the France or from the Europe wide area, so they will be redirected by using a traffic manager profile to AppGate France, and AppGate France will make a low distribution between VNet France VM1 and VNet France VM2. To have this topology done, so we will use Microsoft Azure portal, and let's have with you steps of creation of this topology. The first step, we have to create VNets. So we'll have with you two VNets. One of the VNet will be called VNet US, that will have an IP address, network address 10.0.0.0 with prefix 16. And then another one is the France. France that is having an IP address. So let me write here also VNet France, and it will have an IP address, network address 77.0.0 with prefix 16, like this. So first of all, we have to create VNets. Secondly, after creating VNets, we have to create subnets for app gates. So that if you'll take a look for the structure of the network, we have one network that is called VNet US, and it has like a core value. Core network address is 10.0.0.0 prefix 16, and also we have a default subnet where we'll locate our servers, and we'll create one more subnet where we'll locate our application gateway. So the second step is to creating a subnets for app gates. So we can create it immediately when we are creating VNets, or we can do it separately step by step. Okay, and the third step, we have to create VMs, like virtual machines. So create VMs. So we're gonna have with you 4 VMs with the private addresses. They are not going to have public IP addresses. So that let's write here without PIP. PIP is standing for public IP address, but they're gonna have private addresses. And our fourth step is to check connectivity to run, or let's say to build web servers. So let's say build web server. So we'll write Apache 2, and the fifth step will be to check connectivity. Check connectivity between VMs within one subnet only. So we'll start from the United States, and then we'll create the France. But first of all, we'll check connectivity between VMs of the United States servers. Well, step number 6, we have to. So let me be sure that I'm following exactly the same steps that we have it on video. Connecting, and then we are creating application gateways. And this application gateways, they will have with PIP with, let me write once, public IP address. And their public IP addresses will be used during the configuration of the traffic manager. And later on, we have to check connectivity. Check connectivity of application gateway. So we'll start with the United States first. And step number 8 will be associate public IP addresses with the DNS name, and then we'll create a traffic manager profile. And step number 10 is to check traffic manager profile. So that before starting making these configurations, guys, I want to show you the final result that you're supposed to have when you're done with this laboratory work. So I'm gonna share with you my screen of my mobile phone so that you will be able to see when I'm making connectivity from United States, where I'm located right now, and also I'll change my location by using a VPN. I will try to have an access for the server being in Europe. Let's begin. So now on screen you will see my mobile phone web browser, and we can see here the domain name that I'm using during the configuration of the traffic manager. And currently what I see, I'm seeing United States server 1. In terms, if I will refresh the page, so let me refresh the page. So when I'm refreshing the page, I can see here that the application gateway is redistributed my traffic to US server 2. And let me try again. Now it's refreshed and it's again showing server 1. And now let me change the location. Currently I'm United States, and let me change it to the European location. I'll go to one of the VPN application, and here I'm able to select here servers. For example, I'll select the France server. After the advertisement done, I'm connected. And after being connected into the France server, let me go to the same browser and let me open the same URL, and let me just refresh the page. And now I'm redirected to France server. And again, so let me refresh it. Oh, it seems like, here we go. So it's changing the servers and it's making kind of the load balancing, right? And in terms, if I will select another country, so let's say that I will be disconnected from here, and let me select one of the servers that are located not from these zones, like United States or European zones. For example, let me select Singapore. And now I'm connected in Singapore. And let me try to refresh the page. And for now, I don't have an access for that domain. This is the result that you're going to have at the end of this laboratory work. So enjoy your configurations. So to create any kind of resource, it is enough to go to, like, from home, we are just clicking here, guys, create a resource. And then we can search here for virtual network. And our virtual network, first virtual network will be named as a VNet US. Let's create it. All right, and here is the question like about the resource group. So let's use the resource group student group 1. And virtual network name is going to be VNet US. VNet US. All right. And region will be United States. And then let's go next. And here we will select an IP address so this is given for us by default. And we plan to have same IP address, I mean network address here. So let's go forward and let's create this network. Create. Okay. Deployment is completed. All right. And now let's create another virtual network. So first network is created. And let's create other networks. Azure network, virtual network. And here we have to be sure that our virtual network's name is different. VNet France. Okay. And we have to select here region, guys. Our region will be, so let's associate it with France. France Central here. Next, and IP addresses that we'll use, guys. So here we have to select different network address. And we just assign the 77. So let's put here 77. And here, default subnet also has to be changed, guys. Look, it's important because it's saying that, hey, they are different, you know. Let's change them. Change it to 77 too. So starting address from 77. All right. Review and create.
Did you put in one resource group?
Yeah, I put them in one resource group. The resource group, you see here, student group 1. It can be any name that, I mean, that you have in your cloud. So now we supposed to have 2 virtual networks, and this was step number 1. And step number 2, we have to create subnet for application gateways in each of this network. Okay, deployment still is in progress, and now it's completed. And we will go to all our resources. And here are our 2 new networks occurring. One of them located in East US, another one is located in France Central. First, let's go to VNet US, and VNet US, after entering to it, we are able to find out here subnets. And here we can see default subnet, and we can create a new subnet. And let's say that it's going to be appgate US, application gateway US. Its number will be like 10.0.1.0. Like we planned here, 10.0.1.0. And let's save it. All right. And now let's go to second VNet that we created and add here one more subnet that will be named app gate France. And as we mentioned here, 10.11.1077.10, our subnet address is same. And at the same time, we can see that the Azure is saying that some resources already deleted. It took time, yeah. And you see here, available IP address 251. And then we are losing 4 addresses, right? Instead of, or like 5 addresses, 5. Yeah. Okay, now let's go to all resources and take a look and refresh it. And one more time, and one more time. So this, okay, VNet and this VNet. So let me try to delete the previous examples resources. Especially this one, VNet to so failed due to IP address. Okay, first of all, it's saying that I have to delete this IP address. So let me try to delete this IP address. Was cancelled and by operation delete public IP address. It's not found. It means that it's already deleted. Good. And one more time. Okay. Okay, guys, we have just only these 3 resources and 1 resource. Trans Central. I hope that I accidentally didn't delete needed for me resource from the United States. So, but inside, let's check, guys. We have virtual network, and this virtual network has a subnet for application gateway. Okay. Next thing, we have to create 4 virtual machines. So we're gonna create them in this manner, create, and then we are selecting create virtual machine. We'll use this resource group, student group 1. And if it is first virtual machine, it's going to be named as a VNet US VM1. VNet US VM1. And then it will be located in United States. Okay. And the operating system will be used by default here. Let's say we'll use here password, admin VM, and password. Just password 123 and password 123. The next thing that also we can open here this ports, this available ports. Now let's go to take a look for the networking. And in networking, we are using VNet US. Okay. And subnet, we will use default subnet. Okay. And here is written public IP address. We will not use public IP address because we don't want to use these resources. Hello, select ports. And let's just create it. Other stuff, for now, we don't need to make configuration.
Windows operating system.
No, it's Linux, yeah. Ubuntu, yeah. So validation, pass it, and now let's create it, yeah. First virtual machine. And now let's go to create second virtual machine. And the second virtual machine will be located in the same resource group, in same network. And its name is going to be VNet US VM2. Same operating system, and let's use same passwords. Admin VM password 123. Password 123. And we'll also select these ports. And in networking, we have to be sure that we are in same network, VNet US, but it will be in default subnet, and we will not create a public IP address. Okay. By the way, here I just missed one step. We have to, after creating VMs, so plus we have to start web server. Okay. So how we can start web server? First of all, we have to enter to that servers. So let's find them. We have two or one. The virtual machine. I just deployed, so let's refresh it. This and this, two virtual machines. Let's go to first virtual machine. Due to the fact that we don't have public IP address, we cannot reach it through the secure CRT from our real computer, real operating system. But we can go to and connect it through the Azure portal. So here you have like SSH using Azure CLI, native SSH, and here, after it will be loaded, you will find out a drop-down list. You see, it's still loading for some things. It's like a lack of UX UI design, I think, in my opinion, because you cannot see it right now, and people, even if you scroll it till the end, you will not be able to see it. But after it will be loaded, you can see it right now. Okay. But maybe it's because of the size. If it is 100, no, it's same. And here you can find out the console, serial console. Like we did it with the routers and switches, serial console. We are consoling to our server. Oh, admin VM password 123, and then all right, we can say sudo apt update, and then we can start our server. We can take the Apache by using apt-get and install. So let's wait for it. It takes time. And then we say sudo apt-get and then install Apache 2. Yes. And it is now installing Apache. All right.
Apache is like for Linux only.
No, you can write Apache server. You can write it. You can run it in your own local computer. For example, I have it XAMPP, for example. I can run Apache server on my local computer while it is installing. I can show you. You see also Apache. It's not listening right now for me. So for example, if I'll go to and say localhost, it's not giving any reply. But if I will run Apache, then port number 80 will be activated, 80 and 443, and I'll just, and now it works. You see?
Apache is like a web server.
Yeah, it's web server. But now let me stop it because I have to economize my resources. Okay. And here we just also turn on Apache, and now let's go to this directory, and we can find out here index.html. And this index.html, they got the page which is looking like this. But we want to make it custom, but we will not lose our time with ChatGPT. We will not like make a YouTube like a website, but we'll just go to and delete it. We'll say sudo rm index html, delete it, and then we'll say sudo nano index html, create new one, and here we'll say html h1, and this will be us server server 1, like this, and then we'll close our tag h1, and then we'll close html. Okay, Control X, Y, enter. All right, and then if we'll take a look one more time for this index HTML, we can find it out. Oh, it's here. Okay. And now the same stuff, guys, we have to go to and do with the VNet USVM2. We have to connect to this equipment by using the same tool, by using console.
You need to Microsoft IaaS web server.
I think that, yeah, you can do here, yeah. But you for licenses product, you pay more money. So this is not you don't need to have license here. That is why it's cheaper. So like Azure provides good service and takes good money. So when you will take a look in next week the prices for the VPN, for example, channel, you will be also surprised. Okay, and let's just do in fast way the following things like we did it before. Sudo update, and then run just Apache. Install Apache. Install and run. Okay. And then sudo get install Apache. All right, almost done. And the last thing is to just change the file so that we'll be able to recognize which server we are contacting with. And then HTML, H1, and then US server 2, H1, and HTML. Control X, Y. Here we go. And we also tried, we say that after creating VMs, we have to check connectivity between them within one VNet. To be able to do it, we have to find out IP address. First of all, we have to go to networking inside, you see, inside this resource, we go to networking, and here we can find out IP address. This is our local address of virtual machine 2. And now let's go to virtual machine 1. And from virtual machine 1, let's go to and connect by console again. Connecting by console and trying to make ping to VM2 from VN1. Ping. And now ping is working. So we have connectivity within one network. The speed is like Very nice. 1 and 2 milliseconds for pinking. It will pink until you will end it by Control C. Control C, thank you. And it's saying that so many packages transmitted, etc. And now next step is to create an application gateway. And now it's time to create an application gateway. Application gateway, we can create with you by writing application gateway. All right, going to application gateway, selecting it from the store, create it. All right, we're gonna use resource group, student group 1, application gateway name. It will be named AppGate US. Huh? Ah, it's off. Oh, I think that it has kind of timer, or because I see that lamp is working. All right, let me unplug the cable and plug it again. Now it's over. Okay. So we are in step number 5. So I think that we can finish it before the lesson ends.
So will you provide the links comments?
For me, links, comments?
Yeah, that you wrote here.
Uh,
Will you give us these comments?
I will give you this video.
Oh, okay.
I'm capturing video, so you can just forward and go back. Because we have here a lot of, I would say, water, right? Wada. But then you can just skip it. So application gate US, region United States. And then what we need from here, virtual network. So this virtual network is going to be used, VNet US. And the gateway subnet is going to, so we already have it. Okay, we created fundament. We can use this subnet. And then public IP address will be new public IP address. SQ will be appgate US people. Appgate US people. And then we have to add a backend pool. App US. And here we'll have virtual machines, and virtual machine 1 and virtual machine 2. And then let's go forward, and then let's add a routing rule. Rule 1. Rule 1. So let's say priority, for example, 11. Listener name, listener name, list 1. And then we'll go to backend targets, and here we'll use that one which we created, and then here we'll add new one, which will be back to. And afterward, let's try to create it. Yeah. Here, review and create. Validation, pass it, and let's create it. Afterward, we'll try to use this public IP address to reach one of these two servers. Deployment in progress, so waiting. Yeah. Let's refresh it. This one, app-gate US, it seems like it's already here. It exists. And now let's take a look for its public IP address. Configurations. I think that it's not ready. It is just existing here, but not ready because we don't see here. Here we go, the fronted public IP address. Let's try to put it here and take off this part. Okay. And then I refresh it one more time. We can wait for it for a while, guys, because it can be too early for the server. But let's try to at least make a ping for it. Oops. And then the ping is working. So we are now pinging one of the server, but we don't know which server we are pinging. And this example, I mean web example, we do it specially for know that we are really distributing within one network. But it's fine. Yeah, we can wait for it. Like we can wait like 2-3 minutes more. Yes, it's ICMP.
Did you open ICMP on the application gateway or on VM?
So actually, this belongs to application gateway.
So we have to open ICMP or
We have opened it HTTP only, I think that. In listener, do you remember? It was, but maybe by default it's open, yeah. Because it's now pinging, yeah, pingable. As you see.
maybe you should open HTTPS as well, then it will open.
No, we just need to wait, yeah. Because even here we didn't get a reply. If we'll take a look, you see deployment still in process. It is still it's turned off. It is still in process. It's kind of not alive yet. It's Frankenstein, you know. Maybe it responds for pings, but not responding for the listeners.
So whatever port we open on VM, we should open the same port on application gateway.
Actually, application gateway is more for this, like, because its name is application gateway. It's making redistribution on layer number 7, actually, because it is 7th layer application. And as a listener, we saw their HTTP, so it should make distribution for this applications that we define it, yeah, HTTP. Well, it's still running, so let's refresh it. It's okay for default gateways. As I mentioned, for some virtual network gateway, for example, it takes like half an hour. And now it's deployed. We just saw it right now. You don't see it, but I just received it notification that our server is deployed. I mean, application gateway is deployed. All right. You see, guys, just a few seconds ago, we received this notification. And now let's try to update this page. And now we can see that it is working. Okay. So US server 1. And then if we'll update it, it is US server 2. And again, US server 1, US server 2. So our first application gateway is ready, and our first network with equipments ready. And now, briefly, we can create two VMs more, and their names are going to be VM. So we'll put them in the same resource group, and it's going to be VNet France VM1. And we have to put them in France. Here, it's going to be France Central. Let's have the same admin VM password 123 password 123. And to do not lose time, guys, in networking we can add subnets here while we are creating it. So we're not going to use public IP address. We have France network, and we have no subnet we already created. I'm sorry, we are inside the virtual machine creation, and we'll use default network, default subnet. I'm sorry. All right, and this is our third virtual machine that is created, that will be created. And immediately, let me start to create fourth virtual machine. Okay, same resource group. And I have to select here France. And the password is password. And networking is going to be default one. And we will not create public IP address also.
Don't open SSH port when there's no anything accessible.
Yeah. But you can connect by console, like we did it with console. No, it will not be reachable. Just port is physically closed. I mean, it's not open. Okay, validation passed, and our fourth server is deploying. And while it is deploying, let's go to our third server, and we'll make initial configuration of it briefly. So all resources. And let me refresh here the list. And this is France. Okay. First server in France, and then here let me connect by console and give initial configurations. Okay. And install Apache 2. And after what, let's change this index HTML. Okay, still waiting for Apache. Okay, while it's doing, let's go to second virtual machine in France. And also let's connect by console. All resources. It's too long here. All resources and France too. And then let's connect to the server by console. And this one is ready now. cd var www html. So we'll remove index HTML. And then we'll create one more index HTML file. And we'll say that it's going to be France server 1. Let's close it now. Save it and close it. All right, and here, this is our last server, guys. Okay. All right. And this is going to be our last server that we will configure right now. So it will just change its index.html file. Sudo remove index.html and sudo nano index.html. And this is the last one, HTML, H1. And it's going to be France server 2, H1, and HTML, RP. Nano index HTML. I think that the last one is not L, it's like looking like 1. Okay. And now we almost ready. We have these 2 servers configured, and we need to have second default gateway. So we'll create second default gateway. I mean application gateway. And afterwards, we'll make a traffic manager. And I think that our lesson can be like 5 to 7 minutes longer before we'll finish it. And its name is going to be AppGate France. AppGate France. And we'll locate it in France. And virtual network is going to be Net France. And subnet is going to be application. AppGate France. We'll use this one. AppGate France is full. The new IP address will be generated, and in backend pool we'll have AppGate France back, let's say. And these are 2 virtual machines gonna be listed here. First virtual machine and second virtual machine. So they are different, right? 04, 05. Okay, add them. Next. Row 1, priority, let's say. Listener name 1. And then backend target. And let's create it. Final validation. Okay, while it will be generated, I mean deployed, we'll not lose our time, and we'll start to work on the traffic manager, that tool that will make a distribution according to our geographical location. Okay, and to make configuration of traffic manager, we actually need to have these two variables very important for us. PIP1 is ready, public IP address of application gateway of United States. And we also need to have PIP2. It's not ready, but it's generating. While it after it will be generated, we'll just take it. All right, and now let's go to create a resource. Traffic manager. Just traffic. Just a moment. Image. I don't think that the logo was the same before. Let's try. Yeah. It was blue or kind of purple color. Okay. Let's call it US France traffic manager. And we'll use routing method is gonna be geography. Subscription resource group, this one. Okay, let's create it. And now I don't know, I don't see it here, just a moment. Okay, now let's create it from here. Same stuff. US trans user profile by it's busy. It's saying that it's busy, right? I think that we created it, but we didn't see it there. And again, geography. And let's refresh it. This one, yeah. It's just created. And now let's go to and configure endpoints. Azure endpoint. And the name will be US App Gateway. And let's go to also to US Gateway and take a look for its IP address. Okay, public IP address. And then choose public IP address. Here we have public IP addresses. Appgate France. Appgate US PIP. It ends with 168. 168. This one, yeah. So we are selecting US app, US gate app gate US PIP. Okay, this one. No DNS configured. Okay. This is another stuff which is not listed here. We have to associate IP addresses. Here, we have to associate I'll just found, let's say, found pip with domain name. Okay. To make a configuration, associate them with the DNS. Yeah. And let's go to appgate US pip. And here we have to have this configurations and DNS name label. Here we have to associate it with the, so let's say US, US. So let's call it VNet US. And then save it. All right. What's saying that? Save it, change save it. And then we go to and select it one more time. And let's refresh it now. I think that we'll go back and add it one more time. And name will be US appgate US public IP address. I will use this one. Now it's selected. And here we can select a region, guys. Region grouping will be using, if it is US, then we'll use North America, for example. North America, Central America, Caribbean. And let's say we'll use United States only. And we'll not go forward and we'll not make narrow. Okay, we'll just United States. Okay. And what we did here, this is our first endpoint. Let's add it. And now let's add one more endpoint. But before adding it, let's go again to public IP address. And let's make configuration of public IP address of appgate France. And again, configurations. And let's say, yeah, sure. If you have lesson, yeah, sure. I'll share with you this video so that you, okay. And let me save it. Sorry for taking your time, guys. But let's try to finish it. Yeah. Those who get lessons, other lessons, you're very welcome to go. Okay, and then let's name it as appgate France. Resource type public IP address, and then we'll select this one. Appgate France, and then we'll use a Europe. And just Europe. Let's add it. And now we'll visit our resources. And we have to find out the application gate for France. We can try to check it at the beginning before checking the traffic manager. Let's check the file gateway, application gateway. France 2 server, and then France 1 server. And this gateway, application gateway, supposed to work too. Just okay, it is also working. So our application gateways are ready. And our US France traffic manager also configured. Seems like all the stuff is ready. And we'll try to make test. So we are in United States and making first request. It's not switching, right? Between two servers. Yeah, it's switching. And now let me try to enter at the same resource from my mobile phone, because I'll be making connection by the VPN. And at the beginning, let me skip this advertisement. Let me be connected to my computer. So this is advertisement. So right now I'm not connected to the VPN. At the beginning, let me enter this long name. I have to do it properly.
You cannot do by IP address?
No, it's just domain. And this domain, those domains associated with IP. But actually we can associate this domain with an IP address. No, it doesn't have. So this traffic manager profile, it doesn't have an IP address. Even if we'll take a look here, we just have this DNS value is in overview, and we don't have it, like we don't have an IP address. So let me type US France traffic manager, and then traffic manager.net. Okay, now I'm ready to show you in the screen. So where's that? Oh, I think that I closed this application, Air. So it will not take a long time. Air server desktop. Continue trial. And let me make connection now. So right now I'm in the United States. Updating my servers. It's changing, right? This app gateway is working. And now let me go to VPN. You can have here strange advertisement. Sorry for that. This is because this is just the VPN pro. Oh, it's fine. And now we are connected in France. Now I am not in the United States, I'm in France. And let me open this and let me update it. And now I'm in France. And let's come again to question of Akbarjan. Let's now disconnect from France. Let's try to connect. And then we'll select another server. For example, all of the servers are in almost all of them in Europe, right? But we selected with you United States. We didn't select with you overall, like America, right? So that is why I think that maybe we can select Canada, or even more, we can go to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is like not listed in our regions, you see? And we'll try to see what it will give us. Yeah. So we used to be in France.
It's just deny everything except United States and France.
No, not France. Europe. Europe, yeah. So even if we'll go to, so it seems like we made an effect of the firewall, right? In traffic manager.
So two application gateways, two public IP addresses now connected to one domain name.
Domain name. Yeah.
We cannot directly reach to these IP addresses.
You can. You can reach this application gateway and that application gateway. You can reach both of them directly.
But if we reach from the domain name, then according to our
Traffic manager. Yeah.
location, then the traffic will be set up.
Yeah, yeah.
The traffic manager is more like a firewall, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. It's also load balancer. It's like application gateway is also load balancer. Traffic manager is also load balancer. So if we are speaking about networking components of the Azure, so we can find out a lot of different solutions for different purposes, and some different solutions can be used for the same purpose. It's like you can make a wheel, like you can put it into chair, you can put it into how to scooter or something like this. The same stuff here. And understanding the networking in the Azure, I think that it's a very important thing. Very important, because if we are looking for infrastructure at all, like IaaS, right? So the networking component is very important, and sometimes it is not absolutely the same like we have it in real networking. Sometimes it is different. Even like amount of IP addresses are different, and like when we are making connectivity between networks. So in next week, guys, we are going to make a peering between networks. We'll try to connect networks from different geographical areas. Okay, just by using peering, and then we will also learn that Microsoft Azure has its own backbone network.
Express.
Yeah, and
Express.
Yeah, and this backbone network provides very high-speed connectivity. So that, but the issue is that the Azure is not presenting in all countries right now. And like, for example, when I tried to search for my country, so it's not existing there. So the closest connectivity to Azure server is located in Baku. Baku is Azerbaijan, but it's very far from Kazakhstan, for example. And that is why maybe people from Kazakhstan, if they want to have lowest latency, it's not a good solution for them, maybe. But still, for those countries, but for European countries, for United States, and for like Asia Pacific, which I mean developed countries, this tool is very great. You can do it. You can organize internal communication. You can also organize external communication. You can have your own router, physical router, and you can connect it with the virtual router by using VPN. You remember we did it like in the who goes to class of cybersecurity? I mean computer network security. We are doing this like a site-to-site VPN, so we can do like a hybrid from physical world to a virtual world.